heaven, Mac.
Sonic Frontiers Update 1 was a lot more than I initially expected it was going to be, and I say that in the best way possible. With 53 songs in the jukebox, photo mode, and new challenge modes, I gotta say, Update 1 was actually very good. And this really isn't surprising because Kishimoto was actually really active in the community on Twitter as he was responding to people and their requests and what they wanted to see added to the game. This kind of activity helped the Update 1 be more than what we initially thought it was going to be because it was more than just the jukebox, the photo mode, and the new challenge modes. There were all kinds of quality of life updates added that I felt like make the game a lot better than initially was. And yeah, you could argue that all this stuff should have been there from the jump, but I would say that it's actually really cool that some of this stuff actually was kept out, like the photo mode and new challenge mode, because it kind of gives the game a bit more of a longer lifespan. Like, I feel like if all this stuff was already there, we wouldn't be talking about Sonic Frontiers for this long. But now that we're getting more content released periodically throughout the year, it's like the game's lifespan has a lot more time to it. And this is something that games like TSR should have had, in my opinion, because TSR was a really, pretty good game when it first released, but the hype for it and the online lobbies quickly died out because there was really nothing going on with it. So Frontiers having this level of DLC is really cool, and not to mention all of it is absolutely free. Like, I feel like we're getting some really pretty good content just for the low price tag of 0. So to keep things brief, I really did enjoy the Update 1 of Sonic Frontiers DLC. That said though, I feel like there are a couple of things that could be added in future updates, sort of like the quality of life updates we got here in Update 1. Like, there were some things that I just felt like were going to be in Update 1, and when they weren't, I was a little disappointed. Like, for example, I would love to just be able to go and replay the boss battles. Now, I know we have the boss rush, but I don't really want to have to sit through an entire segment of fighting all these mini bosses before I get to the one boss I really want to fight and then beat them very quickly. I'd like to just be able to play the boss themselves. Like, I feel like there should be an opportunity in the actual gameplay open zone area where you can just walk up to where you previously fought the boss and just relive that moment or something. I feel like this would be a really easy way to just get right back into the action. And this would also help too because as far as I know, you can't do photo mode during the boss rush, so I have to replay the entire game if I want to take pictures with me fighting Giganto or something. Essentially what I'm trying to say here is I still have to keep my extra save file if I want to just fight the boss and not do anything else beforehand, which kinda sucks, and I'd love to see that happen in Update 2 in some variety. Maybe they'll just do another quality of life kind of thing, I don't know. But even still, on that note, I can't listen to the jukebox when I fight bosses either. This isn't even just with the Titans, this is just any boss. Like if I run up towards one by accident or, I actually do want to fight them, my music that I'm playing in the jukebox will just stop playing and I'll hear the boss music. And that's fine, but it would be really cool to be able to hear some of the music I was playing originally while I was fighting these bosses, because I want to hear Live and Learn while I'm fighting Asura or something along those lines. I would love to be able to hear my music when I'm fighting against a Titan, but unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Now, I know the Titan soundtracks are the best, but I still want to just see what it would sound like, live and learn while I'm fighting a Titan. And I can do that with editing, but it should be able to happen in just the game itself. And I really don't mean to sound like I'm coming off as someone who's complaining, because I really did enjoy the boss rush. It's the best thing I think they added in the game, and I have been dibbling and dabbling here with some of the newer, extremely hard difficulty mode, which that's a challenge in itself, but I really do enjoy that because, it gives me more replayability with this game. Sonic Frontiers is an amazing game in my opinion, so having more content is definitely not going to be something I'm declining. That said, I am going to kind of turn the tide here a little bit and talk about something I really wasn't playing a whole lot of with this update, and that's the cyberspace challenges, which really shouldn't be that surprising to any of you if you watch my channel for long enough, and if you haven't, you should hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notifications bell, and like on this video. That way you can see more of me in your feed and more of me in the future. But either way, if you've been watching me for a little while, cyberspace just really wasn't my thing, even when Frontiers was first released. That said, they have added some pretty cool things to it where you can just retry in the middle and just start your entire time over again, which is nice. And being able to kind of do it all in one sitting is a cool opportunity. It's just not something that I'm personally really going to be diving into that much of. Above all, though, I think my favorite quality of life update that came out of this entire game so far has got to be the end of the reign of terror that the Elder Coco was providing. He finally is put to rest. We no longer have to deal with his constant torture of updating one at a time. It's just absolutely horrendous. So the fact that that's gone now is a huge blessing. I mean, that automatically, if the game was a 9 for you before, it should be a 10 now, because my goodness, this really helps a lot. The biggest appeal to me about Sonic Frontiers in the first place was the open zone, where Sonic can run wherever, whenever he wants to. And this is really cool because when they added the jukebox and put all the songs just in hidden locations on the map and everything like that, it made it a lot of fun for me to be able to just re-explore the areas and just run around and see how I can get there just as fast as possible. I really hope they add a lot more songs in the future because honestly, this was really a great part of the game for me. And I know it's something as simple as just collecting music notes or whatever, but that kind of enjoyment that I felt just running around as Sonic collecting stuff, man, that's something that I feel like is unmatched. I don't know, maybe for me it was just a reminder of just how great Sonic controls in this game, in my opinion. I feel like running around as Sonic in this game is unlike any other game because I'm able to do, anything and go anywhere. Moving on though, I want to talk about the photo mode just for a second, and I will admit, as someone who generally plays on Switch with this game, it does not look amazing on Switch. You kind of see just how not so great Frontiers looks on Switch sometimes, and especially when it's all zoomed in and close up, you can kind of see, okay, maybe the PlayStation version or Xbox version is a little bit better in terms of visuals. But that said, I'm a little shocked they didn't have some sort of, I don't know, selfie mode when it came to Sonic, because here, as we see in the update 1 little poster here, we see Sonic is kind of posing and then you see a camera. I'm a little shocked we don't have that, but I mean, hopefully it can be added in update 2. It would be cool because Sonic's a very expressive character and I think they could do quite a lot with this thing. Not to mention, I feel like there should be some more filters with the update 1 photo mode as well, because I don't know, I think they only have like 6. We can do more than that. It'd be cool if we had some sort of retro or pixelated filter of some kind. Ultimately, what I'm asking for is just like a bit more creativity. Like, imagine if we can like make a Sonic Frontiers postcard. Like, let's say, depending on which area you were in, which island, it would give you like a different theme for your filter. Like, you can say like greetings from Kronos or greetings from Ares. Like, it can just be a little bit more creative with that aspect because Frontiers, I mean, it's a very impressive game in terms of just what it was able to do. So, I don't know. I feel like going that extra mile and having it have that kind of cinematic approach with the themes and everything like that could be really fun in photo mode and make pictures a lot more engaging. I hope this video didn't sound like I was ripping apart update 1 of the DLC. I think it's really good, and it just gave me a lot more ideas for what they could do in the future, like expanding on these ideas. Hopefully we get more songs. I know, like 53 is already a lot, but man, the Sonic music repertoire is crazy. It'd be cool to have a lot more of that series soundtrack within Frontiers and be able to just play it whenever. But what are you guys' thoughts on Update 1? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I do want to say, if Update 1 is any indication for how the rest of these updates are going to go, then you should be pretty excited, because I am very excited, because we started off pretty great, and I think it can only get better from here, especially when it comes to Update 3, the big macho update we're all just waiting for. That said, thanks again for watching. This is Sonic signing out. Have a super blessed day, y'all.
Why are you playing that trash?